Bolts do hit a 2-run home run to take the lead here. In the top of the 6th inning, it's a 3-1 ball game. You're watching Baltimore Dodgers baseball. Welcome back to Baltimore Dodgers baseball. Paul Nixon steps in against the new pitcher for the T-Bolts. He is the left-hander out of Towson University, Austin Weber. So that finishes Kieran Garner's line. 5 innings pitched, 4 hits, 1 run, all of them earned. 2 walks, 2 hit batters, and 3 strikeouts. First pitch to Nixon taken high for ball 1. Here's the second pitch. Line down the left field line. It's a fair ball. And it will get out of play. There is no outfield fence past the foul line. So Nixon will get a ground rule double. Or
no, I think he's just taking his arm pad. I was wondering if that was going to be up to the umpire's discretion.
If he would have gotten to third on that.
Right. I mean, I'm biased, but I think that probably could have been a triple because the left fielder was nowhere near the baseball when it eventually rolled out of play, and Nixon was already pulling into second base. So actually, I don't know the ground rules here, so that might just be a ground rule double.
So Nick Graham stepping in now. Runner in scoring position, nobody out after the Nixon ground rule double. Here's the first pitch. Fouled straight back to the backstop. A little bit below us here in the booth. So it's 0-1 to Graham. Nick Graham so far today. Base hit in his only at bat. He also walked in the second inning. Here's the pitch. He squares the bunt, fouls it back into the stands. So we get the Wilhelm scream from Matthew Peterson doing PA tonight, or at least for this half of the doubleheader.
And we do have to apologize for the stream here today. I'm trying to look at it right now, and we're not getting a very good connection out here where we're at. But it looks like we're still up on YouTube, so that's good. But Twitter, I know, was down. So if you're watching us on YouTube right now, thank you. And we're going to try and get Twitter back up at some point.
Nick Graham takes the pitch in the dirt for a ball. So count is 2-1. Here's 2-1 delivery. Fouls that one down the right field line. It'll get back into the woods, so the count is now even at 2. Lots of balls being lost into the woods here. As I mentioned, no outfield fence, and it just gives away to trees right away. So I don't think players are making much of an effort to go fetch those balls that go into the trees. As he takes that pitch outside, so the count is now full to the Dodgers catcher, Nick Graham.
Graham's been on base twice. He walked in the second, singled in the fourth. See if we can get that hat trick.
Here's the pitch. Taken right down the middle of the plate. No offer at it from Graham. He might have thought it was low. I'm not sure. So that's the first out of the inning for the Dodgers as Miles Mensah steps in now.
Yeah, that looked like a good – maybe he was looking at breaking ball.
Maybe.
And he got that fastball, but it was a good pitch. It was a good pitch.
Definitely something with a full count. You definitely have to swing at that. As Miles Mensah steps in now. He pops that one up.
Get down.
Room, but unable to make the catch is the first baseman, Childers. So staying alive is Mensah with the 0-1 count.
So it looks like the Dodgers are going to rock and roll with Jared Rowley for at least another inning as they don't have anybody warming up. I'll be honest, he's been getting hit hard. Even the outs that the T-Bolts have made have been pretty loud outs. A couple of home runs in the ball game. Obviously, the Dodgers still in it,
Right.
but I was actually expecting them to have somebody warming last inning, but they don't currently have anybody now. So it looks like he's going to pitch into the 7th.
Here's a pitch from to Mensa. He takes it outside, so the count is now even at 1 to the Dodgers second baseman.
Mensa had that RBI single his last time.
Here's the 1-1 delivery. That one's lined into left field. It gets down. Rounding third and staying there is Nixon as the throw comes into the catcher, Simon. So the Dodgers again with runners on the corner, this time with just 1 out.
Yeah, good hold there. Nixon, not the fastest runner on the Dodgers team. He didn't break right away. Not actually sure why, as that ball really wasn't in danger of being caught by the shortstop Jeffries, and it didn't have enough on it to get out to Beeman. So bad read there, I think, for Nixon. But he probably wasn't going to score anyway, as getting to that quickly was Beeman on one hop. So you put runners at the corners and you let your hitter, Taj Porter, bat with runners at the corners, and you don't want them to ground into a double play. That's really the only thing that will really hurt you here.
Here's the pitch to Porter. He takes it on the corner outside in the low corner of the strike zone. He takes it for a strike. 0-1. The corners of the infield have crept in, trying to cut off that run if possible, as Porter fouls that one straight back. So it's now 0-2 to the Dodgers third baseman.
Porter was hit by a pitch his last time, grounded out to second, which may work in this situation depending on how hard he hits it. Hardly is a word. It's just not
in
a
that
word
context.
in that context.
He takes it just outside. Trying to paint the corner that time was Austin Weber, not getting the call.
Yeah, Weber with a little bit of a wry smile. I think he thought he had the corner.
So here is the 1-2 pitch to Taj Porter. He grounds it. That should get the run in. And the runner goes to second. Porter is retired on the ground out 4-3. But the run scores. It's a 3-2 ball game. And Miles Mensa moves over to second base now as D. Shelton steps in, still with the runner at scoring position, but now with 2 outs.
Yeah, that's a big thing, moving the runner over and getting that runner in. As if it was just a fielder's choice and you have that runner at first base, you don't have that imminent threat of scoring the tying run. But now with Mensa out at second base, the Dodgers can tie it up with just a base hit here from Shelton.
Shelton takes the first pitch high and outside for ball 1.
And like I said, the ground ball to second base gets the job done because he didn't hit it super hard or right at him.
That second pitch missing outside. So as you mentioned, it comes into effect again. Left-handers get that strike call on the outside corner, but right-handers, no dice. Here is the pitch. Swing and a foul ball straight back.
That was not the pitch you want to swing at 2-0. The pitch up out of the strike zone, maybe a little bit in off the plate as well. Not a good pitch selection there by Shelton. That was ball 3.
Here's 2-1 pitch to Porter. On its way. That one missing high and outside. So Shelton ahead in the count. 3-1 here. Porter is on second base. Or not Porter. Man, I'm putting Porter everywhere on the field today.
You just want Porter to play.
I want Porter to play.
First base, Porter. Pitching, Porter. Second base, Porter.
As Shelton takes the ball 4, he walks down to first base. So runners on first and second now for the top of the order. And not Taj Porter, but Alex Taylor.
He's our very own Bugs Bunny. Pitching, Taj Porter. Catching, Taj Porter. First base, Taj Porter. Shortstop, Taj Porter. Batting, Taj Porter. At second, Taj Porter.
Alex Taylor stepping in now. Runners on first and second. Tying run on second. Go ahead run on first base. Here in the bottom of the 6th inning for the Dodgers. Taylor steps in the lefty-righty matchup. He takes the first pitch catching that outside corner for strike one.
Yeah, it was a good take there. Breaking ball in the outside corner, not what you want to swing at first pitch.
That pitch missing high and outside, so the count is now even at 1. This is Taylor's 4th trip to the plate so far today. He's recorded a walk, a ground out, and has been hit by a pitch.
Weber coming into today's game, making his 4th appearance, only pitching 4 innings, so completely out of the bullpen. Had yet to allow a run until that RBI ground out by Taj Porter.
As Taylor takes that breaking ball into the zone for a strike. So it's now 1-2 to the Dodgers center fielder. Runners get their leads. Still a 3-2 ball game, T-Bolt's lead. Here's the pitch. Swung and fouled off. Staying alive in the count is Taylor. It's still 1-2.
Yeah, that's a good job there by Taylor, just fighting off that pitch. Looked like it was off speed, but it did hang up there just a little bit. I wouldn't be surprised if you saw Weber come back with heat this time. But if he were smart, he wouldn't throw it for a strike.
Here is the 1-2 pitch from Weber. Not right now, as
I believe Simon asked for time there as Mensa out at second base had a big lead out there. I mean, he's not going anywhere, but he'll definitely score on a base hit because they're not paying any attention to him.
Getting another huge lead as Taylor lines
over.
it.
Yes.
He gets off the glove of the shortstop, coming around third to score is Mensa, and we have another tied ball game, this time at 3.
A good piece of hitting there by Taylor as he drives in the runner, and he moves up to second base on the throw. As going first to third was Shelton, and they tried to get him out instead of keeping runners at the corners and allowing that force out. You've got a speedy runner at the plate now, so a ground ball the other way, slowly hit. You could talk about an infield single that scores a run.
Trevor Doyle stepping up to the plate. He is standing in the left-hander's batter's box. Lefty-lefty matchup now. Here's a pitch from Weber. Lining that one foul down the first base line is Doyle. 0-1 count to Trevor.
So the Dodgers doing a good job of fighting back. They gave up the 2 runs in the 6th, and the offense coming right back, getting it back, and the T-Bolt's pitching not able to have a shutdown inning.
Pitch that time to Doyle, catching the inside part of the plate. Strike 2 to Trevor Doyle. 0-2 count. Here's the pitch. Foul
watch
ball
out.
Into the T-Bolt's dugout.
That's better than the Wilhelm scream.
Yeah, I would agree. I would tend to agree. Another big lead out there at second base, this time from Taylor. Here's the 0-2 pitch from Weber. Inside, breaking ball that time.
Yeah.
It ended up back over the plate,
Yeah,
but not
just didn't get in quick
right.
enough. Kind of went around the plate. Taylor Doyle kind of turning into that just a little bit.
Here's the 1-2 pitch. Swung on and fouled into the football field that is adjacent to the stadium here at Gaithersburg High School.
Yeah, late decision there by Doyle.
Staying alive in the count. Still 1-2 to the left fielder Doyle. Here's the pitch, misses high. Count is now even. Doyle doing a good job at working the count. Missed. The side is retired, but not before the Dodgers can score a couple runs to tie this game up. We're tied at 3 as we head to the top of the 7th inning. You're watching Dodgers baseball. He trots out to the mound again. Back out for his 7th inning of work. Getting a lot of pitches in here as Simon, the catcher for the T-Bolt, steps up now to lead off the 7th inning for Tacoma Park. First pitch to Simon, hitting that outside corner for strike 1.
Yeah, start him off with a breaking ball on the outside.
Comes a windup. And the 0-1. Line to left field, base hit. Filling it is Doyle. He gets it back in to hold Simon to a single. But the leadoff hitter is on for the T-Bolts. Devon Jeffries stepping in now, as I would not be surprised to see someone heading out to the bullpen now for the Dodgers.
Yeah, I was expecting, like I said before, I was expecting them to probably do that earlier, as now, with the exception of the first inning, the T-Bolts have a hit in every single inning in the ball game.
Here's a pitch from Rowley, missing a bit low that time.
2 of which have left the yard.
It looks like Jeffries has a bug or something in his eyes. Umpire asking if he's okay. He says he is. Steps back into the batter's box now. 1-0 count to him. Here's the pitch to Jeffries. Again, a bit low. Not getting the call is Rowley. So it's now 2-0. Getting his lead off at first is Simon. Here's the pitch. Right down the middle of the plate that time. Taking all the way was Jeffries. So it's now a 2-1 count to the shortstop, Jeffries.
Yeah, if you take a look in both of these dugouts, you really can't see any players. So they're all kind of huddled in the back.
Catching that outside corner that time is Rowley.
They're trying to stay in the shade, but unfortunately for the Dodgers, the sun is setting over to our right, so they're actually going to run out of shade at some point, where the T-Bolts shade is just going to expand.
Stepping back onto the mound is Rowley. He sets. Here is the 2-2 delivery. Runner goes. Strike 3 called. The runner is safe at second, so a stolen base and a strikeout on the play as the runner moves to second, but there is now 1 out in the inning as Hunter Puri steps back in, as that will be a mound visit now from Derek Brown, the Dodgers head coach.
Just the second strikeout of the game for Rowley. And Derek Brown's going to bring in the entire infield. I guess maybe, I would think maybe discussing a bunt play, but I can't imagine the T-Bolts bunting in this situation with 1 away and your 8-hitter up, so you bunt to get the runner to third base for your 9-hitter. That play doesn't make sense, so it has to. I would imagine it's something else.
Pick-off play, something of the type.
That's dangerous. I don't like that. In a tie ball game, 1 out runner at second base, I'm not trying any pickoff plays at second base.
Outfield very deep for Hunter Puri. Rowley sets. Here's the pitch to Puri. Line to short. Throw over to third. It gets away. It'll be a throwing error on D. Shelton at short. Gets away from Taj Porter.
That looked like a good throw to me. Porter just missed it. As that ball was about knee-high throw to Porter. All he had to do was catch and drop down the tag, and he missed the baseball. And that's huge. You allow a run when you should have had the out at third base and have a runner at first. That is an absolutely huge error by Taj Porter.
So the first error of the ball game on both sides of the field, as the T-Bolts take a 4-3 lead here in the top of the 7th inning. Hunter Pierre driving in the run, not an RBI, as the run scored on the error, but he finds his way to second base now for Ace Felder.
Yeah, Puri reaching on the fielder's choice and goes to second on the error by Porter.
First pitch misses outside. 1-0 count to Felder. So maybe that might have been the play that Derek Brown
Yeah, we're going to make him hit it to shortstop and you throw it here.
just did not work out as planned.
Now, it was a good play by Shelton. He made the right decision as the runner at second base, Simon, made the wrong decision in running. You're taught to, if the ball's hit to your right, to go back to the bag. If it's hit to your left, to go ahead to third. He should have been out at third base, but a miscue, and now they have the lead.
The grounder to first. Malone fields it, throwing over to Rowley. He gets the out, stepping on the first base bag, beating the runner. But the runner moves to third now with 2 outs as the lineup card turns over for Matt Balance. Meanwhile, there's some action in the bullpen now. Wilhelm Allen warming up with Colin Berg over there in the bullpen.
The Dodgers offense is going to have to come back at it, as they were able to do in the bottom of the 6th inning.
That pitch misses just outside.
That's that right-hander's outside corner.
Rowley dropping his arms. A swing and a miss that time from Balance. The count is even at 1. Balance will be, this is his 4th trip to the plate so far today. 2 base hits and a line out to the pitcher, Rowley. Here's the pitch. Good block that time from Graham on the pitch in the dirt. 2-1 count now to Matt Balance, the T-Bolt second baseman. Runner still at third base for the T-Bolts. 4-3 ball game. Here in the top of the 7th inning. 1-2 pitch, driven the left center field. Unable to get there is Taylor. The run will score. And the runner into second base on the throw. Into second. So an RBI double for Matt Balance, as it's now a 5-3 ball game for the T-Bolts. That might get Wilhelm Allen warming up more quickly here.
Yeah, both those runs now unearned to Jared Rowley, as that error at third base, allowing that run to come in to score.
And so
actually, I think I have that wrong, to be honest. I have to go through it again and take a look.
Bunt that time, and reaching no play anywhere. Nick Graham scoops it up, but he did not have a play. Beating it out at first is Rozier. So now runners on the corners now for the T-Bolts, still threatening here with 2 outs.
Yeah, that wasn't the best bunt, as it went straight out in front of home plate, but good speed by Rozier as he reaches first base, and the runner goes to third on the play. And Childers, who homered his last time, will take his at-bats. Now, I'm just trying to think here, because the error, while it allowed the runner to score, because of the tag play, you can't assume that he would have been out at third, even though pretty sure he was. But then the next batter grounded out, and then the double would have brought the runner home from third anyway, and that would have only been 2 outs. So those runs actually might end up being earned, and well, it looks like that's going to do it for Rowley, as it's in the middle of an at bat, so it's probably a pitch count thing.
Which was a ball in the dirt. Might have had enough of it. So we'll see Wilhelm Allen come on to pitch when we come back. Still 5-3 ball game for the T-Bolts. We'll see you more for Dodgers baseball. Welcome back here to Gaithersburg. Wilhelm Allen taking over the pitching duties as the runner from first will move to second. No throw from the catcher, Graham, as there is a runner on third. So now two runners in scoring position, runners on second and third for Tucker Childers. It's the pitch, fouled straight back right above us here in the press box. So the count is 2-1 to the first baseman for the T-Bolts. Runners get their leads. Allen steps back on the rubber. Here's the 2-1 delivery. Swing and a fly ball to left field. Moving over is Doyle. And foul territory, he'll make the catch. So T-Bolts get the runs on the board. They score 2 to take the lead 5-3. As we head to the bottom of the 7th inning, 5-3 SS Tacoma Park. We'll be back here with more Dodgers baseball. Welcome back here to Gaithersburg. In a 5-3 ball game, I'll turn it back over now to Rob Stadnick for play-by-play for the rest of the game. Back to you, Rob.
Well, Jake Ruby's going to lead things off for the Dodgers here in the bottom half of the 7th inning. They trail by 2 yet again. His first delivery to Jake Ruby is going to miss up for ball 1. Ruby 1 for 3 today, singled and scored a run in the 4th, struck out in the 1st, and flew out in the 5th. The 1-0 missing outside for ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes on the outfielder from Ohio State.
And good eye there from Ruby.
The 2-0, that's going to miss outside as well. 3 balls and no strikes, and this is kind of what you want to see if you're rooting for the Dodgers, is you want to get that first leadoff hitter on base to start getting back in this game after surrendering 2 runs and 4 straight balls. And Ruby on at first via the walk.
And this is the part of the lineup you want up right now. You have the power hitting part of the lineup in Malone and Nixon. As Malone steps in now. Runner on first for him.
3 fly ball outs for Malone today. Fastball just catching the outside corner on Malone. As my partner here mentioned, this is the good part of the lineup, a little bit of power. So Malone with a pair of home runs so far this season. We've already seen a couple balls hit out here as he tries to go deep and just missing on a pitch at the letters and fouling it back to the screen.
Yeah, he caught that pitch just with the top part of the bat, caught the bottom part of the ball, fouled it straight back to the backstop. If he can put the barrel to that ball, it's going to go a long way.
No balls, 2 strikes to count, and the delivery. Hit hard, but foul. Down that left field line, it's going to get over into the mess. And the count will remain no balls and 2 strikes.
He's barreling up the ball really well here. He just needs to dial it in, put it in play.
Malone playing in his 8th game for the Dodgers this year, hitting .267 coming in. It's going to drop a little bit after his 0 for 3 so far. And the delivery is swing and a miss, and the throw down to first base to get Ruby, but Ruby back safely. Malone down on strikes. It's the 3rd strikeout of the game for Weber.
That one was a little bit high. At least it looked a little bit high up here in the booth. Malone went after it, unable to get contact to it. So he's down on strikes. time is called here on the field.
Yeah, Jake Ruby trying to get the dirt out of his pants after he slides in head first back to the bag at first base. So
As long as we don't have a Steve Lyons moment, I'm fine with it.
Paul Nixon standing in. He doubled his last time, and he hits one foul out of play.
He was just behind on that one as well, driving it down the right field line. It definitely had height on it. Just needed to straighten it out, put it down that right field line.
Weber sets, checks the runner at first base, and comes home. And Nixon again fouling it off down the right side, out of play. Nixon down in the count, no balls and 2 strikes.
It's hard to tell from here if they're on the outside part of the plate and he's just not dialing it in, or if he's late on these pitches, because that's 2 now that he's driven over towards first base side.
As he chops one into the Dodger dugout, and everybody ducking for cover over there.
He was not late on that pitch, that's for sure.
And that's a hard thing for a right-hander to do. I mean, he literally hit it directly behind him into that Dodger dugout. But that's the second time we've seen him do that this year. The 0-2. Swing and a miss, and the Dodgers 4-5 hitters go down swinging, and that'll bring Nick Graham to the plate.
And now, the catcher from Millersville University, number 13, Nick Graham.
At this point in the ball game, you're going to want to at least get one back. Put yourself in a better situation for the 8th and 9th innings. So it'd be nice to see Nick Graham get on base here, if not a base hit, and move Ruby over to third base.
First delivery to Graham's going to miss inside. Ahead in the count, 1 ball and no strikes. Graham 1 for 2, singled in the 4th. Also reached via the walk in the 2nd inning. And he struck out looking in the 6th. He fouls one into the screen. And the count even at a ball and a strike. Graham getting the catching duties today, I should say in Game 1, is Colin Berg most likely going to start Game 2. Wonder if Graham's going to get the nod at DH, as we've seen that happen a few times.
We might also see some defensive changes, maybe LaFond out there at short.
And a ground ball through the left side for a base hit. Ruby is going to hold up at second base, and Graham's got his 2nd hit of the day. And that'll bring Mensa to the plate, who has a pair of singles of his own.
That's a good piece of hitting there by Graham. Not trying to do too much, just finding some spot where the fielders weren't, and he just found some room past the third baseman to get it into left field, keep the inning alive for the Dodgers.
T-Bolts lead here in the bottom of the 7th inning. The Dodgers with runners on base again. The foul ball, it looks like it's going to get out of play, and it does. Is Villarreal trying to get over there is unsuccessful as the ball over towards the the wooded area. Mensa drove in a run back in the 4th inning with a single. He singled in the 6th and came around to score. He also flew out to right. Let's see what he can do here as he awaits the 0-1 from Weber, and here it comes. And he fouls that one back into the backstop, and he's down the count, no balls and 2 strikes. The Dodgers doing a lot of 2-strike hitting here in this inning. Dodgers to this point in the game have left runners on base in every single inning. Total of 9. 2 more runners on base here.
That's not a stat you like to see. You'd like to see those runs come across the plate.
And the delivery. Breaking ball hit hard and down into left field. Rounding third is Ruby, and coming to the plate. Here comes the throw. It's cut off by the third baseman. And Ruby comes in to score on an RBI single by Miles Mensa. And the other 2 up to second base goes Nick Graham and holds right there. Mensa on at first base.
Well, the bottom part of the lineup is producing some runs. You saw his 6-hole hitter in Nick Graham, pair of hits for him so far. And now Miles Mensa getting his 3rd hit of the ballgame as well as his 2nd RBI.
And Taj Porter's going to come to the plate now. as he's got a couple of ground outs. 0 for 2 today, was hit by a pitch as well. He hits a hard line drive into left field for a base hit. That's going to score at least one as it gets all the way to the fence. Coming to third base and stopping at third, getting the stop sign was Miles Mensah. I was hoping. I wanted to see him score from first base, but an RBI double by Taj Porter ties this thing up again, as the Dodgers will not go away in this ball game. It's 5-5. I'm going to bring D. Shelton to the plate.
Back and forth ball game here. I do think it was a good call from Derek Brown, as it appears that Mensah tweaked something going into the third base bag. He did pull up hard.
I think he tweaked something because he stopped.
Right.
To be honest, I think he wanted to go. He was ready to go, and then he got that stop sign, and he tried to stop a little too quick. So I think that's what happened.
I do think it was a good call by Coach Brown over there at third base, because the throw was coming into the cutoff right when Mensah was turning the third base bag. So good call to hold him up. Got 2 in scoring position with D. Shelton at the plate.
First delivery to him is going to miss up and away. Shelton walked his last time. Grounded out to the pitcher on a bunt attempt, and he flew out to center as he swings and misses. 1 ball and 1 strike.
Big cut there. He almost has to hold that back a little bit. You're not trying to hit a home run here and put the Dodgers up big. You're just trying to get a base hit, keep the inning alive, score a run or 2.
And that pitch is going to miss. 2 balls and 1 strike. If you can get the order turned over here, you got Alex Taylor, who singled his last time to drive in a run. In time, however, the Dodgers do tie it up with 2 in the bottom of the 7th. We're going to head to the 8th. 5-5, Dodgers and T-Bolts. This is Baltimore Dodgers baseball. Welcome back to Gaithersburg High School. Rob Stadnick alongside Ian Benke. Wow, I drew a blank there for a second. It's Gaithersburg Giants coming to bat in the top of the 8th inning. Wilhelm Allen on after getting the last out of the 7th inning. He got Tucker Childers to fly out to left. Dodgers showing resilience on the offensive side. They give up the lead, they allow the T-Bolts to take the lead, and they tie it right back as each team has scored 2 runs in each of the last 2 innings. As the first delivery to Beeman is, way inside as it bounces off his shoulder, and Beeman's going to take his place down at first base.
That's not the way that Allen wanted to start off the inning, getting the leadoff hitter on of just 1 pitch, hitting him.
How do you know that? Maybe that's exactly how he wanted to start it.
I just would not. I would not prefer that strategy as a pitcher.
Maybe he's a fan of the double play. As Cal Villarreal will stand in. Villarreal did hit into a double play back in the 4th. So they've got the scouting report down. And he hits a chopper towards short. Up with it is Shelton. He'll throw to second for 1. On to first. Double play. What did I tell you? That's what I said. It's exactly what he wanted to do.
Well, it worked out. It worked out. 2 outs and 2 pitches. So
VCU, number 17, Josh Simon.
Clears the bases. I mean, what can I say?
Hey, it's perfect strategy. You hit the first guy, make it so he can't run very fast to second base, and then you get the double play. That's exactly how you draw it up. It's like right on the it's on the like dry erase board. Like if you go in there before the game, that's what they put on it.
Yeah.
Now Josh Simon will stand in and take the first delivery outside for ball one. One for three on the day. He scored on the error by Taj Porter last inning, as he should have been thrown out going to third. But Porter missing the baseball. The 1-0 missing just a little bit inside.
Base runner on any way they can.
And that fastball catching the inside corner for a strike. 3 balls and 1 strike to count now. Jared Rowley goes 6 2/3 innings, allows 10 hits and 5 runs, no walks and 2 strikeouts. And the delivery. High fly ball. Out behind short. Shelton is under it, and he just barely makes the catch as that ball almost lands behind him. I couldn't tell what Porter was doing. I was watching him. He was standing there with his eyes up like hit batter. We're going to go to the bottom of the 8th, and we'll see if the Dodgers can finally take the lead in this one. This is Baltimore Dodgers baseball. Welcome back. Bottom of the 8th inning, the Baltimore Dodgers and the SS Tacoma T-Bolts deadlocked at 5. The Dodgers have not led in this ball game, but they fought back from two-run deficits. And you want to know what's actually really interesting about that? Is in last night's ball game, the T-Bolts actually lost in a walk-off, surrendering a 1-run lead in the bottom half of the 9th inning. I was actually thinking about yesterday's notes. The Gaithersburg Giants 2 nights ago blew 2 2-run leads, and that's actually what I was thinking of when I was trying to set that up, because the Gaithersburg Giants, not last night but the night before in their game, blew 2 2-run leads, and the T-Bolts do it here today as the Dodgers now sit tied 5-5 with them, as Alex Taylor in, making his second appearance against Austin Weber, who's been touched up a little bit. Allowed 4 runs so far in his 2 innings of work, and those are his first 4 runs allowed on the summer, as Taylor taking inside and heading the count 3 balls and 1 strike.
When the Dodgers came back in the dugout after the top half, coaches said last at bat. They want him to score.
It's a hard ground ball to third. Perry up with it. He'll throw to first and retire Taylor for out number 1.
Well, that was a hard hit ball. If third baseman Perry is playing just a couple steps over to his left, that's a base hit down the line, and we probably see Taylor pull in the second, maybe even third.
And they'll bring Trevor Doyle to the plate. Doyle on the day, 1 for 4, and was caught stealing in the 3rd inning. It would be a good day for him to find his bat, as he's struggling a bit here recently. He started off so hot, and he's cooled down a little bit, but you kind of expect that as you go through ups and downs, even through a 2-month season. So the first 2 pitches to him will miss. He's ahead in the count, 2 balls and no strikes. Lefty-lefty matchup, and the 2-0. That misses in the dirt. 3 balls and no strikes.
We have seen Weber throw a lot of pitches, a lot of full counts, plenty of walks. So the Dodgers seeing plenty of pitches, another 3-0 count here.
Doyle with good speed would be nice to have on the bases. And 4-pitch walk as Doyle will head down to first base. And the Dodgers continue the trend of having a base runner in every single inning.
Batting now, the right fielder from the Ohio State University, number 25,
Jake Ruby will come to the plate, another lefty hitter for the Dodgers. I swear I hear people singing along with this now.
Yeah.
Everybody likes Jake Ruby's walk-up song. And he's happy to have it. He likes it too.
It's the oddball out in the Dodger lineup, that's for sure.
I think it's the only country song for the walk-up music that we have.
Yeah. I mean, we haven't seen all the pitchers, I don't think yet. So there might be another one buried in the bullpen, but as far as we know.
Breaking ball catching the outside corner to Ruby.
Joe Peluso over here shaking his head no. Says Kerwin maybe. William Kerwin.
And another delivery, this time going to miss down and away. 1 ball and 1 strike to Ruby. Ruby's been on base twice. He singled in the 4th, could use one of those. He walked in the 7th, could use one of those as well. I'd take the single into right because that probably puts Doyle at third base with just 1 away. And there is a big hole over on that right side as Childers holding the runner and the middle infield at double play depth. Delivery is going to miss down and away. So far working him away, so not wanting him to be able to turn over on one and pull it through that hole. 2 balls and 1 strike the count on Ruby.
Good patience being shown from the Dodgers hitters so far. The next pitch will be the 8th pitch of the inning so far from Weber, and this is only his second batter.
And that pitch well outside. 3 balls and 1 strike the count. So this is the third batter that we've seen a 3-ball count on, as Taylor ended up grounding out on a 3-1 pitch. Doyle walked on 4 straight, and now a 3-1 count to Ruby with Malone on deck. The set and the 3-1. That's going to miss outside as well. And the Dodgers with runners at first and second with just 1 away, and their big hitter, Jared Malone, coming to the plate.
A bit of a nervous smile that time from Weber. He thought he got the strike call. It just missed painting that outside corner. It's been inconsistent all night so far.
Yeah, getting that little extension on the corner has been hit or miss. It really has. We've seen it called more against the lefty hitters than we have against the righty hitters, but that time not getting the call. But that's what happens when you go 3 balls and 1 strike to the first hitter, you walk the next hitter on 4 pitches, and then you go 3 balls and 1 strike to the next hitter. So when you throw that many balls in an inning, the umpire's not going to give you the benefit of the doubt. So, you can't really have that kind of wry smile like, oh, come on, that was a strike. You got to start throwing some a little closer to the plate because so many of his pitches have missed by a margin in this inning. So you're not going to get those close ones if all the umpire is seeing is wild ones, from you so far. Now you have to wonder if Malone, I imagine he's going to see a breaking ball first pitch.
I would imagine so. The big power hitter, you don't want to groove him a fastball first pitch.
But he gets one. Hits it high in the air out to center. Felder settling under it in front of the warning track. He'll make the catch. Tagging and heading towards third base is Doyle. He'll get there standing. And Malone getting just underneath of it. He'll move the runner up 90 feet. But it'll take a base hit by Paul Nixon to get this game in the Dodgers' favor.
But that's a good read over there at second base, now at third base by Doyle. Able to read that the fly ball was deep enough and knowing his speed to advance 90 feet.
Now, now's the time for Paul Nixon to break out that base hit swing.
Yeah.
Because that's what we need to win this ball game. Just a little base knock, a little bingo bango as he hits one deep out to right. Going back is Villarreal. He'll make the catch just shy of the warning track, and that's going to do it. The Dodgers put the runners on the corners with 8. And the Dodgers and T-Bolts are tied 5-0. This is ball or 5. back for the top of the 9th inning. We're tied at 5. The Dodgers and T-Bolts deadlocked in a tight one.
Yeah.
T-Bolts taking a 1-run lead, tied it. 2-run lead, tied it. 2-run lead, tied it. So a little bit of back and forth. The Dodgers still have not had a lead in the game.
And the thing is, this is only game 1. We have another game coming up. So if these two teams play as well as they do in the first game in the second game, it's going to be an entertaining second game as well.
I think Wilhelm Allen trying to duplicate his last inning success as he throws the ball over the head of Devon Jeffries, but he misses hitting him this time. And the 1-0 on the outside corner for a strike. 1 ball and 1 strike the count. Jeffries 1 for 3 today, a strikeout victim in the 7th. He takes one up and in. Ball 2, 2 balls and 1 strike to count to the right-handed hitter.
Looking over into the bullpen, Adrian Garistazu getting his arm loose.
Fastball missing, I guess, a little bit low as Wilhelm Allen now down in the count, 3 balls and 1 strike. You mentioned Garistazu warming up. We actually haven't seen him in a game, us specifically, as Jeffries draws the walk to lead off the top of the 9th inning.
It's the second inning in a row of work from Allen that he's had the first base runner on. Last inning by the hit by pitch, this inning by the walk. So perhaps looking for another double play.
Sometimes you don't want to push your luck. As Hunter Perry now standing in. He's going to square to bunt. A little bit of small ball. He bunts it foul. It almost gets past Porter. Bit of an interesting thing here, and I actually haven't mentioned it yet, which I don't know why I haven't, but the baselines are all grass. So you're not going to get the ball like rolling off the dirt and out and foul, but you're going to get probably a lot more balls dying on bunt attempts.
Right.
So it looks like the T-Bolts want to bunt the runner up 90 feet and have 2 opportunities to drive in the go-ahead run. So he squares to bunt very early. And that pitch, where did that miss? Must have been high because it definitely caught the plate. As pulling back was Perry.
Another example of that inconsistent outside corner. That time not getting the call was Allen, but other at-bats, other batters, we have seen that call the strike.
And another bunt attempt, and this one's going to roll foul as well. He's as Jared Malone over there trying to let it roll fair, but at this point I think maybe you try and get the strikeout.
Yeah.
Rather
because
than putting the runner at scoring position.
The runner was already at second base, so I would rather have the runner at first base, go for the strikeout or double play, just get an out somewhere. Maybe Malone thinking ahead, just trying to get an out.
As Allen will come set. We'll see if the bunt's still on with 2 strikes. Allen holding, and he'll deliver. And that in the dirt, and he's going to do it for him as he bounces one, and it gets past Graham. And a wild pitch allows the runner to get to second base, and that is absolutely the last thing that you want to do right there.
And that has been a bit of an issue for Allen in previous appearances, is control, wild pitches. He needs to settle down here, just focus on the base, on the hitter.
Well, now you absolutely need to get that strikeout because you don't want that runner moving up another 90 feet. As Perry fouling this one away. Probably want to go, ideally, probably work him in. You don't want him to try and hit one the other way,
right,
which is what he's going to want to do. Big hole over there on that side as Mensah is shading towards the middle of the infield. Notice he plays up the middle a lot more than some second basemen. And a little fister out into foul territory. Malone going back, and again, that would have been very dangerous if he makes that catch, because then you get the runner at third base with just one away. So maybe a good thing that fell in. And got to try and get the batter here without allowing that runner to advance and just take the essentially pseudo sack bunt with the 9-hitter coming to the plate. Runner at second base is Devin Jeffries. He walked and reached second on the wild pitch. Hunter Perry. Ball and 2 strikes, the count on him. And the delivery. chops it foul, kind of half swing, tried to check it, and unfortunately got a piece of it.
Unfortunately for him, at least.
Now, fortunately for him, unfortunately for us. Because if he doesn't get a piece, he's out on strikes, and we're all happy. Or at least I'm happy.
Only the way it bounced.
Another 1-2 pitch. Runner goes. Ball in the dirt and in safely as another pitch in the dirt, allowing the runner to get in safely. A breaking ball this time. And a stolen base by Jeffries. And now he got the go-ahead run 90 feet away with nobody out.
And that was a good read over there by Jeffries, anticipating the pitch, knowing it was probably going to be off speed or in the dirt. And fortunately for him, that did pan out. He was able to slide in safely.
Dodgers infield in. The ground ball to short. Fielded there by Shelton, and he'll throw to first to get the out. Runner at third base, Jeffries, is going to hold right there. The Dodgers need a couple more of those. And unfortunately, you kind of you can't even walk the batter here to get a double play set up because you got the top of the order coming up and a lot of speed in Balance and Rozier.
And especially Balance being 3 for 4 so far today. You don't want that coming up to.
I mean, he's unfortunately going to have to, but
right. But you'd rather have 2 outs in the inning rather than 1 out.
Right. And the first delivery to Felder is a breaking ball that misses low, 1 ball and no strikes. Felder did single in the third, and then he's got a couple of ground outs. So we could use a ground out here as well, as long as it's hit right at somebody. It's the infield in for the Dodgers. And the delivery. And that's going to be a little looper in the left field for a base hit. The Dodgers are going to surrender a run here in the inning thanks to a wild pitch and a stolen base. Hunter Puri unable to get the sacrifice bunt down, but the Dodgers allow the run to score. An RBI single by Ace Felder, and the Dodgers trail this one 6-5.
Well, we have seen their comeback ability, and we're going to need to see that again in the bottom half of the 9th inning. And hopefully Allen can limit the damage, just hold the T-Bolts to 1 run here in the 9th.
As Allen's going to step off over at first base, Felder getting a very big lead. And he's got the speed to get another runner in scoring position for the T-Bolts. And the delivery, chopped towards short. There's Shelton. He bobbles. He'll throw to second to get 1. Relay to first is not going to be in time. But they do get the force out at second base as Balance reaching on the fielder's choice. Now, if Shelton fields that cleanly, I think they've got the double play pretty easily.
Especially because Balance was not running all too hard down the first base line.
Yeah, it was actually fairly close, even with the bobble, as Corey Rozier. He's going to hit a fly ball out to center, going back Taylor, going back, and he's going to settle under just in front of the warning track to make the catch. But the T-Bolts take the lead thanks to a wild pitch and a stolen base by Devin Jeffries, and the Dodgers have work to do as they trail this one by a score of 6-5. We're going to head to the bottom of the 9th. This is Baltimore Dodgers baseball. Now we're back. Bottom of the 9th inning. The Dodgers, they need some runs. Nick Graham set to lead things off.
And this is the part of the lineup so far in this game that you want to be hitting. You have Nick Graham, who has had a great game so far, 2 for 3 with a walk. Miles Mensa, 3 base hits.
The 6, 7, 8 hitters have 6 hits between them. And they've scored twice, but the 6 hits are big. Graham with a pair, Mensa with 3, and Porter having that double back in the 7th.
So if they can stay hot, the Dodgers definitely have a chance here. Finding a way on base.
Slider in there for a strike to Graham. Dodgers, unfortunately, getting 2 runners on base and not scoring a run. That's kind of the de facto story of the game, even though it's been tight. The Dodgers have had so many opportunities to score and just haven't been able to find that timely hit in most cases. In the 6th and 7th innings, they were able to, but in most cases, they've been having that issue. So runners left on base, they have 13 runners left on base in the game so far.
It's definitely an issue that's going to have to change for the second game today.
As the 1-1 pitch to Graham is fouled down the third baseline. And the 1-2, a breaking ball, and Graham swings through it and slams the bat as he's upset that he didn't at least get a piece of that to foul it off.
And that was a tough pitch, breaking ball. It's one of those that definitely looks like a strike, and then it ends up not being a strike. And you're so mad that you didn't hit it. And you just realized you didn't have much of a chance as long as you started swinging.
Now bring Miles Mentz to the plate. Singles in his last 3 at-bats. Scored a run, and he swings at the first pitch he sees, pops it out behind second base. Balance going back, he's going to make the catch for out number 2. And the Dodgers now down to their final out of the ball game, and it's all rests on the shoulders of Taj Porter.
Porter is 1 for 3 so far today, also hit by a pitch. So Porter needing to find a way on to keep the Dodgers alive here in the bottom of the 9th.
The first delivery to Porter. Breaking ball in there for a strike. Good pitch by Weber. And he's going to hit one on the ground to short. Jeffries is up with it. He's going to throw on the run, and the Dodgers go down in order. The first inning that they do not get a runner on base is the last inning when they absolutely needed to get a runner on base.
Yeah, it's a tough inning, especially knowing that you're down to your final set of 3 outs, and also you're losing by a run. So you need to get runners on base, and there was arguably more pressure to do that than any other inning. And they were able to do that previously and unable to do so this time. So tough loss for the Dodgers. Hopefully they can bounce back for the second game.
And Wilhelm Allen is going to be saddled with the loss because the Dodgers were able to fight back once he got back in the game. He pitched a pretty good game except for, throwing that wild pitch and then bouncing a ball on the stolen base. So he gets the loss. Austin Weber is going to end up with the win. The Dodgers fall to 7-13. The T-Bolts improve their record to 8-14 and get even up with the Dodgers. So we're going to be back for game number 2. It should start in about a half an hour from now. So we're going to leave you for now, and we'll be back with game 2. I'm going to turn things over to Matthew Peterson, and you're going to still have Ian with you as I take over the public address announcing duties. So one last time, game 1 is in the books. The T-Bolts win this one by a score of 6-5. Thank you for listening to game 1 on Dodgers Baseball.
And welcome into the broadcast today. We are here, the second leg of this doubleheader. The Dodgers fell to the first game, and they're trying to rebound in the second game against the T-Bolts as we get the first pitch underway, and that's a rope to right field. It's going to go foul. In the booth today, myself, Matthew Peterson, alongside me, Ian. Ian, what are you looking forward to today in the second part of this doubleheader?
I'm looking forward to the Dodgers making a comeback in this game. You know, they lost the first one, tough loss. Hopefully they can string together some key hits at a key time. It was one thing that they did not do the last game. So 13 runners left on base. That has to change.
Yep, those key runners, you mentioned that. A lot of runners left on base, so they're going to try and correct that going into this game here. That's one of those losses where you really want back because you look at yourself and you think this is a game we could have had if we just get a couple more key at-bats and one less error we saw at third base that really turned the game around, in my opinion, last game. On the mound today, Tony Bianchini for the Dodgers from Frederick Junior College. And a swing and a miss right there.
Umpire will say foul tip on that one.
Leading off the T-Bolts is Corey Rozier from Chipola College, and a swing right there, and that will retire the side. He'll go down swinging, so one down right off the bat here for the Dodgers. Jack Schroeder leading second at bat now. His first of the day, did not play in the first game of the doubleheader. And that pitch a little bit outside right there for ball one.
Schroeder goes to VCU. He is a sophomore, or will be a sophomore next fall.
And a swing right there. A breaking ball just gets a little low there for Schroeder.
He was named the Howard County Player of the Year. Outstanding pitching and hitting prospect.
And that pitch right there, we talked about this last game, just that outside corner not always there for right-handed hitters. We saw that a lot in the last game. Well, it looks like we're going to see the same thing through this game.
Well, at least the umpires are consistently inconsistent.
And that one be a little blooper in the left field, and they're not going to get down. Nope. There for the out with ease is Alex Taylor in left field. Oh, no, excuse me, Trevor Doyle in left field. Tucker Childress now, third at bat. We have 1-2. Same thing we saw as kickoff the last game was 1-2-3 at the top of the first, and it looks like we may hopefully see the same thing here as Tucker Childress will be the third at bat.
The last inning was a lot quicker though. We only had 5 pitches the last inning.
Yep, it really did flew by quite a bit. Yeah, Tucker Childress, the designated hitter, spent last season with the Northeast Mississippi Junior College Tigers. He's now transferring to Mississippi State as a strike is called right there. Played in 43 games for the Tigers last season, 17 runs, 51 hits, and 43 RBI. So he's definitely a dangerous player when he has a bat in his hand. As we see the pitch here from Bianchini, he'll get a piece of that fouled off to the back.
And we did see that last game, 2 for 4, including a big 2-run home run to right field.
We'll do it 1, 2, 3, go down in order for the T-Bolts, and due up right now, coming up for the Dodgers, is Alex Taylor. We'll step aside, but 0-0 ball game going into bottom one here for the Dodgers baseball. And welcome back into the broadcast here. We are at the bottom of the first inning. Alex Taylor leading things off for the Dodgers.
Taylor in the first game reached base 3 times, but only recorded a 1 for 3 performance.
Taylor going to be at VCU coming this fall and will play in the spring from Laurel, Maryland. Right down the road here, and the opening pitch. And that's going to go right down the barrel. So 0-1 count for Taylor. Pitching on the mound here for the T-Bolts is Young Tai Lu from National Taiwan Sports University, so it comes across the sea from the Pacific, a long way to come play some ball in the summer, but making his 7th appearance so far of the season for the T-Bolts and the 0-1 pitch. And that one, another strike, so 0-2 count for Taylor.
Yeah, Taylor's seeing a couple pitches here, probably just trying to dial in the pitcher from Taiwan. But he's seen a couple strikes, maybe he's seen something he likes.
Yep, Taylor definitely put himself in a similar situation to start things off last game. Went down and came back to get walked for the opening at-bat. And here comes the 0-2 pitch. And a swing, and that's going to go to right field. That's going to sit down. That's going to get Taylor on board with a single to right field. The kind of start you want for the Dodgers after leaving too many men on base last game. Hopefully Taylor can find himself home.
Yeah, not only Taylor having to find himself home, but the other Dodgers having to move him around the bases and bring him home. It was not as much of an issue of runners on base missing signs and not tagging up on plays, but just the batters unable to move them around.
Trevor Doyle up to bat now. He had a rough to go. He got on base a few times last game, but hasn't really had the full hitting capacity we saw at the beginning of the season as he takes the first strike right there.
Yeah, and as we said in the Game 1 broadcast, he got the day off last night, and hopefully that could turn his bat around. We didn't see it in the first game, but hopefully it shows here in Game 2.
And a swing and a miss on a breaking ball got just a little low there. So far in the season, Doyle's got 20 hits, so definitely one of the leading hitters for this ball club that has struggled with hitting at times, and they definitely struggle with bringing in runners on base, and hopefully they can turn that around in this game. And the pitch, and Taylor goes to second, trying to get the steal, and that throw is just a little off and a little high, so with ease, Taylor will slide into second, moving the runner along as Rob Stadnick's on our PA announcer today is having a lot of fun with the board. As you may pick up a couple sounds here and there from the field mic.
And that was a good read there from Taylor, able to see it was a good count to run, got a breaking ball, and was able to swipe the bag on it.
Trevor Doyle. And here comes the pitch now. Doyle will get a piece of that one. He'll foul it off. Gets a piece of him in the process.
And those hurt. I mean, you can wear as much padding as you want. Doyle opting not to have padding, but it always seems the ball finds a way around the padding. No matter it'll hit your foot, it'll never hit the shin where the pad is.
Mm-hmm. Yep, no, the ball, that'd be too simple if it just got right in the middle of your pad, but he seems to be okay as he walks back into the batter's box. No outs for the Dodgers. Taylor reached on a single to right field, a little blooper. Doyle trying to bring him on to kickstart the first inning. And a swing, he'll get sent it right back to the pitcher. Young Tao Lee will look back Taylor, and he'll get the out at first as Doyle will hold on to his bat the entire way.
It broke the bat,
yeah,
too.
exactly. It sounded like he got a piece of it. And Dixieland delight echoes throughout the stadium right now as Jake Ruby walks into the batter's box with a man on second and one out.
Doyle walking back to the dugout did pick up a piece of wood, so it definitely did break the bat.
So a second broken bat of the day so far in this Game 2 of the doubleheader. We saw Paul Nixon break one earlier in the first game. Young Tao Lee will look back at second, throws a pitch and a little outside and high.
And that's one thing the Dodgers did well in Game 1 was waiting for their pitch, being patient, willing to take walks. And hopefully we see that in Game 2, but just the runners need to be brought around for runs.
And awaiting the pitch now is Ruby. And a swing, and that's going to get to left field. Was that going to get down? Yes, it will. On his horse right now is Taylor. Taylor looking to come home. And he's going to get home standing, and that's an RBI single for Jake Ruby, and the Dodgers get out first to a 1-0 lead here in the bottom of the first.
Well, it's their first lead of the day, both games. So happy to see Jake Ruby able to capitalize on the runner in scoring position.
Number 40, Jared Malone.
And Jared Malone now coming in here. Malone newer to the ball club, only making his 8th appearance so far of the season. Played at Westchester University, the Golden Rams. Started in 48 games there, picked up 55 runs, 84 hits, and 69 RBIs this past season as a sophomore. As the first pitch comes down from Youngtao Lee, and that will be a strike.
One thing I noticed from Lee, he works a lot slower than the other pitchers for the T-Bolts. The game slowed down a little bit.
Ooh, and that one very close to getting a piece of Malone right there.
He still has the inside heat, which the other T-Bolts pitchers possessed.
And a 1-1 count right now for Malone. He's got Ruby on first and 1 out. And the pitch, and that one looks a little outside and low, exactly what that is.
That was a good try there by the catcher trying to frame that ball. Just did not get the call from the umpire, but instead of using the glove to try to move it back, he moved his body, catching it to the side and presenting the ball better to the umpire.
And Ruby going on that pitch right there. That's going to go foul, though, so he'll trot back to first base. His plan is revealed on a stolen base attempt.
Well, it looked more like a hit and run because Malone was swinging at that pitch. I thought it was a little bit inside, but rather than opting to take it, he was swinging it all the way. So I think it was more of a hit and run attempt there from the Dodgers, and as you saw, it just didn't work. Malone pulling the ball foul.
Turner Davis will trot out to the mound to talk to his pitcher right now and settle things down here, as he's got 1 out and 1 earned run on the day so far.
Ruby not getting a huge lead over at first. Still getting off the bag a decent amount, though.
He's being held on by the first baseman as that pitch will go right back there. As Zach Buck at first base will hold on to that one, keep Ruby honest in his attempt to steal. Malone still at bat right now, 1 out and 1 run score so far thanks to an RBI single from Jake Ruby. That one's going to get lined to left, but it'll go just foul. And off into the jungle it goes. One lucky fan in that canopy will go home with the game ball.
Malone's been pulling a lot of balls foul. Same thing with everyone in the middle of the Dodgers order. They just haven't been able to time it up just right. Malone's gotten under a couple, pulled a couple nice foul balls, but he just needs to put these balls fair.
Patrick Burke, and he will, and they'll even get the out at first as Ruby took a generous lead and gets picked off there. So that will do it for the bottom of the first. Dodgers do get out to a 1-0 lead, and when we come back, we got more baseball here for you on Baltimore Dodgers TV. Welcome back in. Top of the second inning here. Dodgers have a 1-0 lead thanks to a Jake Ruby RBI single back in the bottom of the first. And first baseman Zach Buck will lead things off here for the T-Bolts. The sophomore out of Holy Cross College, a native of Ashburn, Virginia. And the pitch from Bianchini, that's going to be a ground ball to second. Miles Menzel will get under that with no problem and record the out at first.